What's going on, YouTube? This is SG1 Sports here on the Miami channel at the Voice of College Football. Going to give you my 5 instant impact newcomers for the Hurricanes in 2023. We do this. We do 5 players that we think are going to be the biggest impact newcomers. But for Miami, I did cheat a little bit. We're going to have more than 5 players in the video. I'll explain why when we get to the end. But let's start at number 5. And that is Agiye Allen, running back from Nebraska. 33 carries last season, 190 yards, 5.8 yards per carry, a couple of touchdowns. Only played in 4 games. I'm assuming they were trying to preserve his red shirt. But this is a kid that we've seen, if you even go back to the spring at Nebraska, that has a big upside. Could be a really good player. I don't think he's going to come in and start. Henry Parrish probably going to keep that job. But I could see him potentially being that number 2 running back, very explosive player, and I think he's going to make an impact. So we've got him on the video here at number 5. Number 4, Jaden Davis, cornerback from Oklahoma. Last season had 35 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, broke up a couple of passes. But he is a 4-year starter at Oklahoma. Started at times all 4 years there at Oklahoma. So you're talking about a really experienced veteran player, is a really good tackler. His cover skills, are they good enough? We'll see. It's even potentially he winds up as a nickelback or something. We'll see where they play him. Of course, didn't go through the spring at Miami. But I look at the newcomers at cornerback, and you've also got other guys. You've got Devontae Brown, transfer coming in, Terry Roberts. 3 guys that could really all make an impact, and that's an area where they really needed some help. But I just feel like Jaden Davis will be that. He'll be the biggest impact player here just because of his veteran presence. Maybe he doesn't even start. Maybe he does. We'll see exactly how they use him. But I really feel like he's going to make an impact for this defense and really help a secondary that I think is going to be improved this season. Moving on to number 3, Francisco Malagoa, linebacker from Washington State. Had 60 tackles last season, 5.5 tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks. Had an interception, broke up a pass, and also 3 forced fumbles. So he was around the football making plays. And this is just an area where Miami desperately needed help, and I think he comes in and he's probably their top linebacker, I would say, right away. This is a guy that's going to make a major impact and I think really help this defense out. Of course, joining his brother here at Miami. And so, yeah, this is a no-doubter, no-brainer. Definitely one of the top newcomers for Miami. I'd expect him to have a big impact on this defense in 2023. Let's go to number 2 now, Cam McCormick. In his 9th season in college football. Yes, you heard me correctly. This is his 9th season, going all the way back to 2017 at Oregon. Has had a ton of injuries, but finally healthy and ready to go. We'll see what he can do at Miami. And replacing Will Mallory, obviously going to be a big deal. He was maybe their best weapon in the pass game last season. Cam McCormick, can he fill those shoes? I don't know if he's going to do what Will Mallory did, but he's going to be, in my opinion, a big-time threat in the red zone, catching touchdowns with his big body. Last year had 10 catches, 66 yards, 3 touchdowns. You see that yard per catch average is low, but that's because they used him a lot in the red zone, again, with those 3 touchdowns. 3 of his 10 catches were touchdowns. So I think he's going to have a bigger role at Miami than he did at Oregon if he can stay healthy. And again, he'll be a big-time threat for them in the red zone. So at number 1, this is where I cheated on the list a little bit, because you got 3 offensive linemen that are going to be new. They're going to be starters. They're going to make a big impact for this Miami team. But I didn't want to list 3 offensive linemen out of my 5 picks. That would have been kind of boring. No offense to offensive linemen, but I'm going to put them all at number 1, and we're going to say they're all tied for number 1 because I think these guys will make the biggest impact. The offensive line improves this year. That's going to go a long way towards improving the offense. A lot of talent at the skill positions. Quarterback, you got options there. I think the defense is going to be improved, but the offensive line is going to be the biggest area of improvement in my opinion. And so we'll start with Francis Malagoa, true freshman coming in and expected to start. He was the number 6 player in the entire 2023 class, number 2 offensive tackle according to 24/7 Sports. He should step in here and, again, be an immediate impact player for them on the offensive line at that tackle position. Also, you're going to have Matthew Lee, who comes in and gives you a veteran presence at center. This was a really good player at UCF. You go back and look at his time there. 3-year starter. He was the number 3 center according to Pro Football Focus in the entire country last season. He comes to Miami and gives them a big boost on that offensive line as well. And then finally, we close things out with Javion Cohen, transfer from Alabama. Started 2 seasons at Alabama. He was second team all-conference in the SEC. This is a big-time player. This is a guy that could easily be all ACC or maybe even an All-American. He is, in my opinion, the biggest impact newcomer for Miami, and I expect him to be an anchor on that offensive line, likely at left guard. And again, these 3 offensive linemen definitely going to help turn this offense around. But you've got several guys that I didn't even talk about, especially transfers that are coming in that should help boost this team, add a lot of depth. And again, that's why I think Miami is going to be improved in 2023.